Coming up, one man takes on an entire city.
As you can see, I'm over here, Santrice and Burnham. I'm starting to think this whole training camp UFC thing is a myth, it's a fib, it's a fabrication. I've been on YouTube for 2 years now. I've received over 1 million views. And I'm not making videos that people want to see. I'm making opinion videos and martial art videos. All the top martial artists in California are hiding from me like a bitch. To make a long story short, a bunch of pot-bellied cowards in the comments who don't understand basic principles of fighting, the fundamentals of fighting, are running their mouth like a bitch. People who don't understand that wrestling is something for an ancient time and has become a sport of sissies and queers who wear thongs have no right to speak on it. I'm in San Jose or Morgan Hill every fucking day, the 408 like I always say. Right now it's Santrice and Burnell. Like I pointed out in my videos since 2009, they know where to find me. The opposition's views know where to find me since August 2009 when I had 2,000 views on the first video, and by the time it was like a year or two had passed before that channel came down, it had 8,000 views. The opposition view has always known where to find me because of the tags and labels and titles of my videos, the comments and the description. They instead choose to try to stigmatize me, demonize me, downplay and play out my point of view by using psychiatrists and corrupt cops and busters to, take shots at you, That's what it is. It's like busters take shots at you, do something wrong, you go to jail. And that's what they want. Sir snitches snitch on you, you go to jail. That's what they want. Or some white, pale coward who's in denial, who doesn't understand a fucking thing, who's the most out of touch of anyone I just named, calls the cops on you, and then you go to jail. It's what they want. It's the political abuse of psychiatry, the pharmaceutical industry, and law enforcement, and technology especially. It has to do with the surveillance acts and all that stuff in history that they have historically abused. So I sit here in San Jose after 42 or 3 days, maybe 44, saying, why is Cain Velasquez hiding from me like a fucking bitch, just like in high school? Why is he a coward? Why is he pretending he's the champ? When I'm undefeated, he has a defeat. I'm 1,000-0. He's like, what, 20-1 or something? I don't even know his record. He's a bitch. He's a big target. He's a big bunny rabbit. I'm a precise, concise panther that trains to kill, not wrestle in the mud like a bitch. So until the mini-me's concede my point, I will go in on their inferior, pathetic, vertically challenged, horizontally challenged mini-me fucking race. Period. In their fucking main stronghold, in San Jose, every day, on Crip, we out. How many times must I tell you I'm Heru? Montu, Mantu, Amun, now you don't know who. It's the white man who offers you his vampire wings. When Heru was a black African king. When you Google Igbo and click images on mine and other people's computers at this point in time, Shakka Zulu comes up, and he resembles a South American. This is why war arts come from Africa. There's so many symbolics, there's weapons, there's so much evidence, only an idiot wouldn't see it, but whites and racist Hispanics are trying to play it off. Basically, it goes something like this. I refer to a video I made about me being the champion in a clip from Wu-Tang. He wasn't afraid of the mini-me busters, but the busters felt they had something to prove and were afraid of him. Maybe that was the problem. Heru stayed inside his castle, and he never came out. People said his brain was infected by devils. Heru would come home, and he would forget about the killings. He wasn't afraid of the Norteños, but the Norteños were afraid of him. Maybe that was the problem. Do the black psychiatrists, psychologists, and law enforcement agents disapprove of me? Perhaps my Libyan brothers, Semites, and Sea Peoples would care to differ. Perhaps the Asian psychiatrists, psychologists, and homosexual community would care to say something. Need I remind you what Egyptians do to ethnic groups who do not like our policy and do not respect our salute? I didn't think so. In life, there are a lot of foolish people of Asian, Hispanic, Oriental, and European descent who take Horus lightly. So as a result, I have released the Horus of Behutet through Greece. Lord have mercy on us all.
Causing her to become an outcast.
Where's your spirit?
What would you do if she had been your grandmother? Disapprove of me, Makedama?
No, Shakka. I disapprove of the great Sagiti, the man who fights like 8 million.
You were kind to my mother and me, and I won't forget that. I'll not kill you or your people.
I'm glad to see that you have grown in the ways of justice, Shakka. I wonder how many see you for what you really are. A killer. A killer who's contaminated his armies with his own cold-blooded thirst for revenge. Building the Teta Confederacy is a pretense. The wars you wage are, in fact, very private and concern only a chosen few. Each of your battles is a trial in which the enemy is condemned to death for having caused your family hardship. Each village you bend to the ground is the home you were denied. Each man whose lungs you burst open is responsible for Nandi's suffering. Stop it, Shakka! Your thirst for revenge has already been quenched 1,000,000 times over. Sigidi!
My thirst for revenge against you